Good morning, everybody. We want to thank you for coming out to this special occasion this morning, to the ribbon cutting for 546 North Patrick, but also for this announcement from the city about their federal funding programs and allocations for this upcoming year. I want to just start with some comments, and then we'll turn the time over to the Mayor Biskupski, who's here to talk about this home and the city's programs. And then we'll have Lonnie Eggertsen-Goff, who is the Director of Housing and Neighborhood Development, wrap us up with some final comments. My name is Mike Ackerlow, and I'm the CEO of the Community Development Corporation of Utah. We are really excited about this new housing opportunity for the Melendez family. We're glad that they could be here with us today. I'm going to tell you a little more about the Melendez family here in just a moment. But let me tell you a little bit about the house. When we purchased this home, when CDCU purchased this home a few months ago, it had seen years and years of neglect. It was contaminated with meth, the roof was leaking, the garage had been pushed off the foundation, the bathrooms were almost non-functioning, and the kitchen, what was left of the kitchen, was leaking into the basement. We were able to bring together a great team who thoughtfully reconfigured the floor plan, designed a beautiful new interior, and rebuilt it from the inside out. We invite you to take a tour after the ribbon cutting and see the great work that was done. But more importantly, this is now home to the Melendez family. I want to tell you just a little bit about Mario, Emma, and their family. Mario and Emma both come from, I'm going to try to say this right, Tlaxcala, Mexico. At age 14, Mario arrived in San Diego to start working in this country alongside his brothers. In 1986, he received amnesty and was able to adjust his status and begin to build a better life. After about 18 years of being in the United States, Mario moved to Utah. During one of his trips back home to visit in Mexico, Mario met his future wife, Emma, and after about 4 years of dating, they were married. Shortly after, Emma gave birth to their beautiful daughter, Angelica. They then moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, and had 2 more children, Emma and Mario. Emma Soraya and Mario Ivan, who are up here with us as well. And Angelica, right behind me.
Looking good.
And then they moved to Salt Lake City and welcomed their grandson, who was almost 3 years old. Mario and Emma came to the United States in search of a better life and wanted more opportunities for their family. They have surpassed rough patches where they have experienced living paycheck to paycheck and job uncertainty. Despite those difficult times, Mario reminds us that with effort and will, you can move forward. Life is not easy, but anything is possible. They don't have any family in Utah, except for one another, but they have better lives and they are happy. Mario continues to work in the steel industry and Emma in the food industry, and Angelica also works and contributes to the family's income. Their dream, which we like to refer to as the American dream, was to come to a place where they could grow their family, make a decent living, have opportunities for them and their posterity, and have a place to call home. Mario and Emma have never owned a home, renting their places of residence for nearly 40 years. And now, after years of hard work and saving, they are the proud owners of this home on Sir Patrick. We are so happy for you and your family. This is why we do what we do. We know that there are so many others out there who are working hard each day to realize the American dream. And we say to you, don't give up. It is also why funding sources and programs, such as what the city will be announcing here today, are so important. What they do is give households, like the Melendezes, a way to find stability, which in turn help their children and grandchildren grow in confidence and gain access to opportunities that they didn't have when they were young. It's programs like these that strengthen our communities and bring us together as a human family. I want to thank the Housing and Neighborhood Development Division of Salt Lake City for their financial support in the renovation of this home and providing the down payment assistance to the Melendez family. I also want to thank other partners who have contributed. Morgan Stanley for their funding to acquire and rehabilitate the home, to Wells Fargo, Wells Fargo for their financial contribution and volunteer work. They did the demolition. They helped us with the demolition here. To our architect, Jared Hall from Developed, who redesigned this home. McNeil & Sons General Contracting for seeing the vision of what we were doing and securing a lot of products at the best prices we could get. And to Emily Foxley of EF and Company, who did a beautiful job with the interior design. And finally, to the CDCU team, who spent a lot of time paying attention to a lot of detail to make this a great place to live. And finally, to Mayor Biskupski, who has been a champion of affordable housing and helping people realize their dreams in our great city. Thank you, Mayor Biskupski. Okay, with that said, we'll turn the time over to the mayor, and then following the mayor will be Lonnie.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Well, thank you for joining us here today as we celebrate the new homeowners, Mario and Emma Melendez. The so-called American dream of home ownership is not easy for most of us and continues to move out of reach for many. But we continue to fight for this dream because we know that home ownership not only brings stability to the lives of people who live inside those four walls of a home, but to an entire neighborhood. As our region and nation continue to struggle with the affordable housing crisis, we are here today to show what is possible through partnerships and collaboration. Mario and Emma's new home was recently renovated by CDC Utah thanks to a city-administered home investment grant, along with funding from Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo. Mario and Emma also received a down payment assistance loan from CDC Utah to help make their dream a reality. As you can see, to make this home livable again, and more importantly, to keep it in the city's affordable housing stock, required the commitment and funding of many, including our federal government partners. The $75,000 home investment grant CDC Utah received to begin reconstructing this home is part of critical HUD funding cities across the United States receive each year. These funds, including community development block grants, go toward programs like this: home loan programs, emergency assistance programs, and neighborhood infrastructure programs and projects. These funds help people like Mario and Emma, who as immigrants have spent their entire lives in pursuit of the American dream. And these funds help neighborhoods like Rose Park, where Mario and Emma have called home since 2007. Unfortunately, for the past few years, these funds have been under attack by the federal administration, which has proposed significant cuts to these funds, including eliminating the home program entirely for the last 4 budgets. Thankfully, through careful education by cities and experts, this critical funding source has been largely preserved, but they are on the chopping block again this year. Today, I hope we can see from just one family how these funds can change lives. The city is preparing to accept applications for fiscal year 20 grants starting today. We hope that our funding stays at the same level, giving us millions of dollars of federal resources to make an impact. Salt Lake City has demonstrated over the last 4 years our willingness to do what we can to help address the affordable housing crisis, right along with the residents of Salt Lake City. We need partners from organizations like CDC Utah, lenders like Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo, the county and state government, and yes, our federal government. Mario and Emma, we wish you well and your entire family well as you do this very big day together. Congratulations. And on behalf of the city, I'd like to present you with this housewarming gift. You ready?
Thank you, Mayor and Mike Ackerlow. I'm Lonnie Eggertsen-Goff. I'm the Director for Housing and Neighborhood Development. And as the Mayor mentioned, we are launching our application process right now for not just home funds, but for community development block grants, the Emergency Solutions Grant, and HOPWA, which is a specialized program to help with those experiencing AIDS. I wanted to just give a couple of examples for each of the funding mechanisms that we provide. You might have heard of the Guadalupe Center. We provide funding to help with early childhood education for low to moderate income families. Also, First Step House receives CDBG or Community Development Block Grant for peer support and employment programs. And Assist, which helps with providing home accessibility modifications for those that experience disabilities and mobility issues and the elderly. Our ESG funds help with, again, First Step House and the Road Home in shelter and case management. And Utah Community Action receives money that helps for diversion of folks from the shelter into other safe shelters, safe homes. I wanted to just encourage anyone here that is a community partner that typically looks to these funds for support of their programs and their services to participate in the trainings that we have coming up on the 17th and the 24th. And for those that aren't recipients but have neighbors and friends that might be part of those programs, to please encourage them to apply and to ask questions of my staff. I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support and being here and celebrating this great opportunity for the Melendez family.
Yes.
Thank you.